Hey guys, this is Mr. Perkins, and this is Objective 2.01. In Objective 2.01, we talk about ethical principles. So, basically, we're going to be looking at how we define ethics. Is it right? Is it wrong? So let's just jump right into it. So here's your definition for ethics. First of all, ethics is recognizing the difference between right and wrong, then choosing what is right. So again, recognizing the difference between what is right and wrong, then choosing what is right. Now, ethics can be subjective, okay? So subjective means arising within one's own mind. So I'll give you an example of that. Let's say someone comes up to me and says, hey, somebody just kicked your dog. Well, in my mind, I'm thinking, why would they kick my dog? And then, of course, my next response is, how am I going to respond to that? So, ethically, am I going to handle the situation? Or am I going to go up and punch the guy in the face? Or how am I going to handle the situation? So, depending on what I've been exposed to in my lifetime and how I've been taught as a child growing up, I'm going to make that decision based off of what I've been around. So making the difference, making the choice, and making the difference between right and wrong is a personal choice, okay? So what does ethics do for companies? So let's get away from the individual and talk about how it affects companies and marketing. Well, it guides how an organization behaves. So when someone comes to work for a company and they're giving a manual, here's our rules and regulations, this is what we should do, then it guides them. It gives them just, this is the framework for what we expect from you as an employee. Okay? Again, pause this video if you need to, as I slide these out of the way, and write this information down in your notebook. Okay, so what is social responsibility? Social responsibility dictates that corporations must be responsible, they also must be active, and they need to be positive members of society. And as you've seen in some of our videos with Eric Thomas, that's all he talks about is being positive. Making a difference, making a choice, making a decision. Okay? That's what social responsibility is all about. And corporations have to do that every day. Individuals have to do that every day. You also need to understand what ethical practice means. Ethical practice is when organizations hold themselves to a higher standard. So, when an organization holds themselves to a higher standard, they are participating in practicing ethically. Ethical practice. Then we have our codes of conduct. This is the book I'm referring to that most companies give their employees, so employees know what to expect and know what's going to happen if they make a dumb decision or do something that's going to affect the company. So codes of conduct, rules regarding worker conduct. And how does that affect companies? Well, it affects the perception of the company. So if you work for a company and you go out and do something stupid and you end up in the newspaper, then that's going to affect the way that company looks at you, and it's also going to affect the way other people look at that company. So if you go out and do something dumb and you're working for this company, you may or may not have a job the next day because you're affecting them. You're affecting their reputation or the way people view them. Okay? Also, codes of conduct affects the way the company operates, operations. So how things are going to be made. What kind of decisions are made, who makes those decisions. So these are all the things you need to think about when we're talking about marketing, business in general. Whether it's a sports organization or a company that makes widgets, it doesn't matter. It's all the same thing, and they all work pretty much the same way. Let me give you an example. Carolina Panthers, they have what they call a zero tolerance policy. There's certain things you just cannot do if you're a player for the Carolina Panthers because they've had some bad experiences in the past. So they now have a zero tolerance policy. So guys, if you make good decisions, if you choose between right and wrong, and you think things through before you make that decision, your life will be a whole lot easier. So make sure you get these notes down. Again, you can go back and play this video again, or you can pause it wherever you need to make sure you get the information. Put it in your notebook and move on to the next video. Have a great day. Bye.